Hello! Welcome to a day in my life as a college student during finals week. So I was already in a really bad mood because I was surviving off of 2 hours of sleep, and then my Celsius decides to fall out of the fridge. Like, girl, me too. I'm also dying. Today I had my stats final at 8 a.m, so I went to the dining hall to get a quick snack and then headed over to my exam. Guys, it was not a good exam, but then afterwards I headed over to the MU to grab my ID card because I lost it the other day. And then I dropped off a couple things for a club. Finally, before I headed back to my dorm, I stopped by the dining hall again to get a proper breakfast. It was so delicious. And obviously, the moment I got back, I immediately took a 5-hour nap. After my nap, I drank a Celsius, almost died, and then continued studying for my other exams. I grabbed dinner at around 7. It was not yummy. Then went to Pete's for a change of studying scenery. As I was heading back to my dorm after studying, I stopped by the market to grab some more caffeine. This coffee was like not that good though, because there was this ginger taste that I did not like. After my shower, I immediately went back to studying, and then finally I went to bed at around 6 a.m. Good night!
Up for a 16-hour study session before my management exam. If you saw my last vlog, this was actually the exam that I was scared for because I failed this module last year, and management accounting has always been my weakest spot. So I just wanted to maintain a 2-1 for my overall grade, and to do that I needed about a 55% in this last exam because it's only weighted at 30%. I was kind of hoping for a 70% or over in our other assessment for this module. I was actually so convinced that we were going to get at least a 75 on it, so color me surprised when we got a 62. It was a group assessment and we actually took it really seriously, as in my group would meet up before every single workshop to go over it. I can't do anything about it anymore, so I actually have to pull through for this exam. Can we also bear in mind that we didn't have any past papers to work from? So I'm pretty sure up until this year, this final exam was online. I got to the library at 9:30 and I started by blurting everything I knew on mind map. Then I did some maths questions because most of the paper was equation based. Got my fave chicken shawarma fries for lunch, and I just slowly made my way through answering the questions on every lecture week that we had. At the end of every week, we get given some workshop questions, so that's just what I did. And I also asked ChatGPT to generate some more if I wasn't feeling too confident yet. I left at about 6:30, so 9 hours in the library in total. But I just had to leave because I was coming down with a fever. I think my body's response to stress is being sick. Anyway, I got home, I tried to do like an hour more of work, and then I crashed out. But I needed to finish the rest of my workshop questions, so I woke up at around 3 a.m. I attempted to do the rest of the workshop questions, but I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't think I got very far because I had a raging headache. Then I left my room at 7:30 to go to the library because my friends were there. My exam is at 9:30, but we usually start making our way there from 9. So I had about an hour and a half to go through the mock exam that our teacher set us. I was actually delirious at this point, like I don't think any information stayed in my head. My friends were the same way, so we just started jamming to music anyway. And as soon as we finished, it started chucking it down with rain. So I went home for a well-deserved nap. Guys, it's my last ever study session in university. So come join me for a 14-hour cram session. I'm not gonna lie, the vibes were high today. The sun was shining and this was the last ever time I'm gonna do this. We might as well go out with a bang. At this point, I think most people in uni have already finished all of their exams. Compared to the first week of exam season where I literally couldn't get a seat in the silent study, today was pretty quiet. Last exam is International Financial Markets. Don't get me wrong, the coursework for this actually made me cry. But the final exam wasn't too bad, it was mostly just calculations. And this was the same format as the one I just had, which was short form answer questions. So to be honest, out of the two, this was the one I was feeling more confident in. It was around midday at this point, so we just got some lunch on campus. I was with Francis, so we just ate our lunch together and then we went straight back to locking in. For anyone wondering, to keep me focused, I use the Pomodoro technique and I do 50 minutes on and 10 minutes off. And then after 3 consecutive Pomodoro sessions, I usually take an extended break for about half an hour. But this time I took an hour break to watch the podcast of Call Her Daddy featuring Catherine. This was so hooking. They asked all the questions all the fans wanted to hear. If you saw me, I literally sat there with my jaw on the floor like 50% of the time. And another break and we went to see some people on our our course who were also revising. By this time it was my last lock-in session because I usually leave the library at 7:40. By this point I had pretty much finished all the questions I wanted to do. I was just stuck on this one question. It was about floating and fixed swaps, and I literally had to ask ChatGPT to explain it to me like those cat videos. Like those videos where those cats explain inflation. I don't know if anyone has seen those or I'm just chronically online. Anyway, fast forward to 4:30 a.m. and Mel picked me up and we went to the library. Our library is 24/7 during exam season, and I was kind of surprised that no one was here. It was literally empty. We were just going through the mock and making sure that we knew all of the equations. I think I was just running off adrenaline at this point because I was delirious. But this was my last ever exam and I'm done with uni. Study with me during exam season. I've already had 2 out of 4 of my exams so far. But the 2 left are the ones I'm most scared for, so I have no choice but to lock in. Love-hate relationship with it being really sunny while I'm studying. Feels so productive, yet I feel really bad that I'm not enjoying the sun outside. So the actual format of my last 2 exams are both short form answer questions, which you wouldn't think is that bad, right? Well, you're wrong. Short form answers on arguably 2 of my worst modules ever, and you can see why I'm panicking right now. They're both weighted at 30%, but I didn't do as well as I hope I would in the 70% test, so to bring up my overall grade, I need at least like an 80% in this. For context, in both of the 70%, I got a 2-1. I really wanted a first in these modules, so I really have to lock in right now. I also have like no idea what the exam questions are going to be like, whether it's more maths based or content knowledge, because our lecturer won't give us the details and it's so annoying. Apparently, previously this test was taken online, but they changed it for our year. So there aren't even any previous papers I can look over to look at the structure. Anyway, I'm studying by using practice quizzes and acing them. And on my break, I did a little side quest of a photo shoot. Worked with this photographer before, but he had a new lens that he wanted to test out. We just did some test shoots around campus. We also found some spots on campus that I've never been to before. Anyway, locking in for one last time after the shoot. It's around 6:30 at this point, and I had gotten to the library earlier at 12. I just finished up by doing some extra maths questions on the quiz that I was doing. Leave the library at 7 p.m, so a 7-hour study day.